Welcome to another edition of the eSpot with Camille. The eSpot is your location for the latest in entertainment, beauty, and design from the people who make it. Thanks for joining.
All right, here we are with Dr. Collins. We're still at the Nurse Boss Summit. So, Dr. Collins, you were the first award winner here. So, tell me a little bit about your history, but I really want to get into your TV show, so we'll just skip through the good stuff, though, because you're an award winner.
Yes,
Tell me all about it.
It was amazing. Number one, the whole Nurse Boss Summit movement is just phenomenal. That's number one. And yes, I was here in 2020. It was the first Nurse Boss Summit. It was amazing. I was given Nurse of the Year. That was amazing. I was actually really shocked by that. I had no idea that was even in the works, and I just wanted to thank them for that. But I have no words. Everything about this is just amazing. It's moving, it's inspiring, it's motivational, and you leave here recharged.
Now, today wasn't your class, right?
No, I'm going to be a keynote speaker. Yeah.
That's right. So tell me a little bit about what you're hoping these other nurses will gain from their experience here today. Or this whole weekend,
This whole weekend, they're going to leave with gems. Just so much knowledge on how to step into entrepreneurship, philanthropy, how to, just get back to your reason why. Because what happens in nursing, it becomes one day and you get burnt out and you kind of forget your reason why you started. And I think it's so important to be amongst others, to build relationships, network and collaborate, and be in that room and get that motivation, get your spunk back, and then leave there recharged, and then go out in the community and be the change you want to see. That's what I hope that nurses will take.
Now, during the pandemic, we all discovered how essential nurses are to our day-to-day lives and how important you are and how important it is that we take care of you, the unions, all of it. What is something you think that people, civilians out there, still need to know as far as how to treat your nurses? Or is there anything you want to plug for the general public? And even how you guys are portrayed in film in that way? Is there stuff that you want to get off your chest that people need to know?
Absolutely. Well, number one, nurses were essential even before the pandemic, so let's just get that straight. All right. And, nursing is a tough field. It comes with its ups and downs, so you definitely have to have passion for it. So I feel like any person that is in nursing deserves that respect. They work really hard to be where they are. But nurses, we love what we do. We're human beings, and I think the human part of healthcare, in the healthcare setting. So I think that, we deserve all of our flowers.
Absolutely. Now, you are absolutely stunning.
Thank you
gorgeous.
so much. Thank
so
you
I need
so
to
much.
know, how do you keep it all balanced? How do you make the time for, obviously, the self-care, the beauty regimen is, I'm looking at her skin, there's not a pimple, there's not a pore, it is perfect porcelain skin right now. I'm an esthetician, I've been trained in it.
Oh, yes,
but for you, on the other hand, you're a nurse, you're wearing all those masks and the stuff and the sweat and the guts and who knows what. So how do you balance yourself? How do you take care of yourself? How do you unwind?
That is the money question. I think self-care is so important. You're pouring into people every single day. And then what happens, you realize that your cup is empty. You're like, I didn't take care of myself. And I'm my number one patient. If I don't take care of myself, I can't take care of you. I always say that. So I've been taking that time, getting those facials, getting the massage, drinking the water. Sometimes it's really hard to work long hours. And I'm like, I left here with the same bottle of water I came with. I really try to drink water, detox, and watch what I eat. Try to eat as healthy as I can. I get my sleep. Even though sometimes it's hard, you got to get that sleep, and a good.
So, from a nurse's perspective, how many hours do we really need? What's the perfect number?
I think it's different for each person. Some people can run on 4 hours. I cannot do that. I am sleep sensitive, so I need my full 8 hours. So I think just getting enough rest and taking that time to just be away from the noise, going hiking, going into nature, just being still and meditating, making sure your spirit is good, because people pick up on energy once you step into the room. So I think just making sure that you're good with source is super important.
One more question, because I'm noticing a hint of a dialect or accent.
Yes.
Where are you from, my dear?
So, I have Jamaican roots.
Island
girls.
Share your island
girls.
We're getting ready to have Crib Festival coming up in next month. It's almost August.
Here?
It's going to be in Raleigh.
Oh, I'm coming to Raleigh. I love you some
come.
Raleigh.
Come on
okay,
up.
We're
Come
connected.
on up. Come hang out the Crib
Because
I was like, I hear it.
Yes.
I'm ready to dance and show
Caribbean
off.
girls,
There we go. That's my code. Dr. Collins, thank you so much for stopping by the eSpot with Camille.
Thank you.
Please, you're welcome to come back anytime.
I will. I'm coming to look at your beautiful face.
All right,
Thank you.
Oh, how funny. Yes. You were so beautiful. Oh, my God. There we go. Today, I'm so excited for you guys to meet the speaker extraordinaire, Dr. Connor. So please tell everyone a little bit about what they got to learn today at the Nurse Boss Summit about speaking with authority.
Oh, absolutely. I did a session today, and what an honor it was to share about jumpstarting your speaking career and really talking about the whole aspect of finding value in your voice. That's through your story. That's silencing the shame. That's really amplifying what try to leave you. And I told them one thing. The answer will always be no if you don't ask.
That part. So how do you get people to get past the nose? Because or even feel the. I think so many times with especially my generation, we're so in tune that we can just do it ourselves. We'll figure it out. We don't need to ask for help. We know, like ancestors did it. We can do it. So how do you get past that hurdle of being too scared to ask for help? Because there's a Pitbull song that I love. It's like, ask for advice, get money twice. So share how you can get that money twice.
That's good. I think you have to really internalize the whole aspect of confidence and competence. The fact that you have value and that you have a prior knowledge that people need. And people missing out on you as an opportunity is their opportunity as well. I love to say no is new opportunity. You look at the word no, backwards is own. I'm on to the next one.
That part. I love it. I love it. So today you spoke earlier, giving these nurse bosses some real nuggets they can use. So can you share maybe 3 tips for my readers, my viewers that are out there that might also want to become a speaker?
Without a doubt. I have to give a real big shout out to the one and only visionary, vivacious visionary herself, Miss Tammy Lewis, who put this all together. It's amazing Nurse Boss Summit. When you think about in the word boss for the theme, it's $2 signs. You have to really profit.
Get money twice.
Get money twice. Yeah, right. You got to profit from your pain. Somebody needs your story. And for me, I was so reticent and hesitant to share mine. 2023 marks 23 years of me being cancer-free. Stage 4 cancer.
Wow.
Yeah.
You don't even look like you were out of anything 23 years ago. So you were very young. Was it juvenile or you were adult?
I was adult. I was a kid, just a teenager.
Wow.
Yeah, faced with the crux of stage 4 cancer. Father's not there, doesn't visit me one day in the hospital. The depression, the mental discombobulation, fragile emotion. I wanted to give up. I was going to throw in the towel. And I never wanted to share my story at all. My mother encouraged me to write my first book. I'm standing 16 books later.
Bestseller.
And I began to share my story at American Cancer Society, at churches. Now being invited to, years ago, Bishop T.D. Jakes' Megafest to speak. And what I was so scared to do, fear of overcoming that, it freed so many people, and I was one of the ones who was freed myself from sharing my story.
And that's so good. Now, were you able to ever mend those relationships with your father, or?
Yes, absolutely, absolutely. And we're
always love to leave a little cliffhanger, but at the same time, if it's a good ending, share it.
Yeah, we're amicable. And the thing is, I had to forgive him before he ever gave me information. I had to forgive people like him. I had to forgive a guy who walked into me one day at the beginning of the story and told me, I thought you were coming out of cancer. Yeah. I was getting ready to have a Will Smith Chris Rock moment. I wasn't going to be Chris.
I mean,
you know what I'm saying?
Sometimes people need to learn.
Yeah.
But you can't keep pushing people's buttons. Violence is never the answer, but I understand.
Yeah, I was able to exercise emotional intelligence by the grace of God, but it just showed me that not only did people doubt me, I doubted myself.
And now you don't.
I know. I'm determined.
Now you know it's on.
It's on to the break of dawn.
Well, thank you so much for stopping by the E-Spot with Camille, and I really appreciate it. And I will make sure I always keep it on. Learn more from you because you have it going on. So thank you so much for stopping by.
Thank you so much.
All right,
thank you for sharing our story. Appreciate it.
Absolutely. That's what I'm here for. Thanks again for stopping by. We're still here at the Nurse Boss Summit, and I cannot believe the honor I have right now. She is the executive producer behind the one and only documentary about a certain sorority group people may know that the vice president happens to be a member of, and I'm assuming you are as well.
I am.
Because I coordinated knowing that. But no, for real. So tell me, how did that come about? Like, that's so exciting that you were able to do a documentary. They just got the bank as well. Like, they're doing such big things. So tell me, how did you get started, or how you got interested in becoming an executive producer?
Interestingly enough, is what this conference is all about, serving. So I was willing to be a production assistant on another short film, and that director was actually selected for 20 Pearls. So since I was a part of the short film, I was brought on to the project because I believe in making sure that people know the opportunities that exist. So one of the people who were involved in making the decision about who's going to do the project was in the audience on that particular short film. And so we were brought on to meet the past Madam Supreme, Glenda Glover, and she made the decision to go with our company in order to produce the project. And for that, I am truly grateful because I have no film experience. I'm just a lady that believes that whatever God tells me to move forward and do it without waiting, hoping, wondering, wishing for people to tell me that it's okay.
And I love that, because so many times women will wait until the perfect opportunity or the perfect job, or make sure they check all the boxes, like, oh, I'm not qualified enough. I mean, that's how I got started with my show, because I was like, wait, if a certain person who's not qualified can get a job, maybe I can go get my dream job too, or create my own. So for those other people who might be out there, much like yourself, who took that big jump, how are you enjoying making that leap, right? Are you thinking about doing any other projects?
I actually enjoy the life that I live. People often hear me say that I live a life that I don't need a vacation from. And the reason that I don't need a vacation is because I live boldly, fiercely, and unapologetically in relentless pursuit of what it is that I'm supposed to do. And right now in my life, it's about leaving a legacy of serving. It's about leaving a legacy of elevating and promoting and helping other women start their businesses, and be willing to take that risk. Be willing to be bold. Be willing to show up not having all the answers, because when you do that, you realize that anything is possible. And for most of us, my message has been lately to realize that validation is for parking. It's not for people.
Well, I love that you said that. So with people who are looking for the validation, they are looking to get the check marks, they are looking for all of that, how do you get beyond, like, how do you think, like, no, I'm good enough, I'm enough, I don't need other people to tell me I can do this or I should do this?
Camille, it starts with what you just said. You said, how do I? It starts with you. It starts with your mindset. It starts with you telling yourself every single day, I receive preferential treatment. I receive God-inspired ideas that produce millions of dollars. I matter. I am enough. I always tell people, I don't need the world to celebrate me, because when I wake up every morning, I pat myself on the back and I tell myself that I am brilliant, I am bold, I am beautiful. And when I started believing that, people could see it in me and they wanted to know, how can I get that? So I teach women specifically how to train their minds to believe that anything and everything is possible. For you see us being in this room right now, this is a manifestation of a blessing for me for many years ago. I saw this. I saw myself interviewing. I saw myself being in spaces and places that were denied from me many years ago, but I started believing that I belonged in the room. I show up in the room like I'm supposed to be in the room. So for those who have doubts, show up like you're supposed to be there and stop apologizing for your brilliance.
That part. That's one thing my father always says to me too. He's like, just act like you're meant to be there. Show them. Either fake it till you make it. They won't know the difference. So for all the people that are here at the Nurse Boss Summit, what are you hoping to share with them that are coming to your different talks that you're doing as well?
What I want people to walk away knowing is that their mindset is their superpower. Plain and simple, your mindset is your superpower. Whatever you tell yourself is what will manifest in your life. So if you go to your mailbox every day talking about being broke, you'll always be broke. If you say that I'm always sick or it never happens for me, it will never happen for you, because it starts with you. So whatever you tell yourself is what will manifest in your life. So the goal for tomorrow is to walk away with women and men, whoever attends, in that spirit of empowerment, knowing that, like I said, their mindset is their superpower.
I just love it. So I also hear that you have some other projects coming up. Can you share a little bit about that? I don't know if it's a book form or if it's film form, but I heard a little birdie going around talking about it.
Yes, I'm actually working on a film project titled Saving Clarissa. And of course, the writers and everybody are on strike. So
I thought it was a documentary. My bad. I don't need to make you talk about stuff work.
No. And I have a book, Affirmed Volume 2, that's coming out. And then I have a retreat that I'm doing in Mexico with 30 women, C-suite women who are wanting to take their life to the next level. And I want to show them that anything and everything is possible if you believe. And of course, I'm editor-in-chief of Cheryl magazine. And we had Tabitha Brown on our last cover.
We have North Carolina herself,
yes.
well, a North Carolina resident.
Yes, so we're super excited, and this is year 2 for Cheryl magazine, and it's inspiration for the everyday woman. I just believe in showing women what's possible. I'm 56 now, and I want.
And she looks amazing. As soon as she walked in, I was like, oh, I don't know what she does, but I hope she comes to the purple carpet, and then I discovered you're the same lady in my book. So
You are
so excited to see, and you look amazing. So how did we find out about getting in this summit? Because we need to get all your tips.
Absolutely. Go to CherylPWilliamson.com. All the information is there. And also you can follow me on Instagram at Cheryl P. Williamson, where I post motivation, transformation, and just encouragement for people to live their best life every single day.
Wow, I love it. Thank you so much for stopping by the East Spot with Camille. We are so happy that we got to meet the doctor, executive producer. Thank you so much again for sharing with us, and look forward to seeing all the bright lights that you will be leaving us all around in Hollywood and the hospital.
Thank you so much.
Absolutely, thank you. Paging Dr. Guy. Thank you so much for stopping by the East Spot with Camille. Will you share a little bit about your wonderful start? Because I heard a little rumor that you might have some Rough Rider roots.
Well, of sorts. Somebody, you say something and people take it and they like exaggerate.
Little telephone.
What happened was I had a production deal with Muse Music Incorporated, a producer by the name of Mahogany, who was with Rough Riders. So I was like in a Rough
I
Riders
just need a
film.
connection.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's all
So I had a
DMX. Rest
Exactly.
in peace.
Rest in
Any
peace.
excuse
I
to
got
bring
to
him
meet
up.
him. I got to meet him a couple times
Oh,
at
did
East
you
back
go?
in the day.
No.
Of course I did.
You made him.
Knowing me, I did. That's the first thing.
Like, I realized I sounded more like Busta Rhymes than I did DMX. So I tried to do that. So I'm like, it's 50 years of hip hop. We'll do it with me.
Exactly.
So you went from jazz to acting, and now you're working in medical field on camera. So being a doctor on camera, do you ever feel like sometimes you get to jump in and actually help people? Have you had any opportunity where you got to use some of your acting in real life experiences?
Absolutely not.
Thank God.
I would never.
Because he just plays the doctor on TV. I don't want you to actually perform heart surgery or something.
No, but I do learn a lot from that and all the other different things I've been able to do. You learn a lot, and little basic stuff like how to kind of get rid of a headache quicker, or where headaches come from.
So there's that.
Things like
Sure.
that. Yeah. So
is it just water?
mostly water, rest, and
My mom's
mindfulness.
always right. Minding your business
That's
is
the
how
part they
you're
don't want
going
to
to
tell you.
live. I can handle that. So you're also got into jazz, and you also did a Broadway play. Can you share a little bit about your Broadway play? Because it was a really fun name. It's like Sex, Drugs, and Ukulele.
So I've never been on Broadway.
Oh,
It is, but it's musical theater. It's all good. No. A lot of people who do musical theater in New York, the automatic name is Broadway. Right? I've done off-Broadway plays. The first one I did was called Sex, Drugs, and Ukuleles, and it was crazy. And I'd only been in New York a couple of years at that point, but it was one of those things that kind of initiated me to the whole world of theater in New York. It was downtown in this very black box, small kind of no frills theater.
That's
And
even better. You really get to test out your tools. You really get to try new things, experiment, take those chances that may be a little bit more crazy than usual, and every day you're performing different too.
Yeah, and that's what we did. And I was in the ensemble, but the guy who wrote the music actually wrote a song for me after you heard me sing, which, you just get to New York. I don't know this.
No, I'm just saying, can you just throw us a little singing? Any song, Happy Birthday. No, Happy Birthday's too expensive. Just kidding.
Happy Birthday, right? We ain't got the license.
No, I don't have that at all.
You notice they never sing that on TV.
Except for the Stevie Wonder one. Not really even.
They don't
That
do
might
that
be
one on
expensive
TV.
TV.
They don't do it on TV. You don't hear it because you got to pay a lot of money to license both of them.
It's like the most expensive song to sing.
Absolutely.
And good for them. getting all that coin. 'Cause
Getting all that.
with that, we all know with a certain strike, streaming is taking a lot of people's money. Do you want to speak a little bit about the strike and how it affects you?
You know, I think I can say a lot about it. One of the things I think people don't realize about us is that there are a very, very small number of actors who make a living off of it. I recently have been put in that number of actors, and I'm nowhere near this wealthy big actor, but I just can pay my bills and live a decent life.
Get the medical insurance.
Get the medical insurance. You know, there are probably, I think it's like 0.001% of actors that make something that people might consider a
It's
decent.
the same like in every other world.
Yeah.
The millionaires and the billionaires is only in the top 10%. It's not the rest of us.
Right. And
Yeah.
so we're just asking for a fair wage. And I think what's difficult is that artists have been put on this kind of like a pedestal. And so, because I mean, what we do is very public. You know, I'm in front of the camera for
And you fake it till you make it.
Fake it till you make it. And that's maybe part of the mystique. So then in moments like these, it's hard for people to gather around and understand what's really happening. It's not that anybody's been lying. It's just you didn't ask me. Like, you know, you asked Brad Pitt or Denzel. You know, those dudes are making,
they're making
a lot of money. But you
Yeah.
ask me, I'm not making 20.
You're like a little over scale.
Right.
Or, you know,
Or
whatever.
whatever.
The ratings
Or I'm
you
making
decide.
a decent. I'm making a good living.
Or you have a good agent that
Have a great agent.
says
What's
a little
up,
bit more.
Danielle?
Up.
Danielle DeLauder.
Right.
I
So
love
for
her.
new
Yeah.
actors who are getting into the business and right now a little discouraged by the idea that they can't make a living at it, and that even now with GA being on strike and SAG being on strike, and IATSE, thank goodness, just avoided a strike for
Right.
Broadway. But what would be your advice as far as like staying on the course and not giving up?
I just think when you got a fire in your belly and then you have a purpose that's bigger than you, that you have to do it, and there will be a way made. And I don't mean to preach, but I really do believe, like, if we take the time to find what our true purpose is, and you know, you try different things. My cousin is here actually recording me. Where is
Hey,
he?
cousin.
He's recording me as you record me. And Bronson, much like me when I was his age, has tried so many different things to figure out what that thing is. And he's walking
Welcome
in his
to the
purpose
club.
as well. And it's beautiful to see him growing up. But that's what it is. You got to try stuff, and you
And you
just
got
got
those
to
opportunities too, like you hooked your cousin up.
hook my cousin up.
That's what it's
I'm paying
about.
him. Paying that
Boom.
boy.
Now that's what's up. Hey, family.
He earns it. I love you, bro. But yeah, like, I think it's just, I know you hear it all the time, but just don't give up. You just got to stay in the game. And I'm actually working on a book, and I'm going to talk about it tomorrow, about pivoting, you know, getting to being on a television show isn't just moving to New York, finding an agent, winning an audition, and getting a role. I've bartended, I've thrown events in New York for many years. Guy and Friends, everybody in Brooklyn, they know, a lot of my friends know about the events I've done. Yeah, and
my cousin Carly Randolph, he did like Breathe and Draw, and I think there was something you guys were doing together.
Yes,
maybe at
more than
one point.
likely.
Yeah.
I've been, but the grander point is all the relationships that I've forged through different things have affected my acting career indirectly. And so you never know, you're going to meet you
You
today.
build up on those skill sets.
Exactly, you build up on those skill sets. Somebody's doing a movie, somebody's doing something. I hear you're an actress as well. You know, I'm sure we'll cross paths. And so those things cumulatively equal these bigger opportunities. And so I think that as long as we just keep our head in the game, and when you're an artist, be an artist. Explore, feed your art. Go to the museum. Do that play that don't pay you a lot of money, but that's interesting. Do that documentary. Make that short film with your iPhone. Like, do your stuff, and the more you do it, the more you give, the more you're going to get from God, from the universe, from many people. And it works out. It does in the end.
So true. Great note to leave on. So is there any last thing you would like to share for anyone out there? Any grudges you want to get out? This is your chance.
I definitely don't have no grudges. I want to thank today's assistant, who is my mother. We got the whole family in the house. She's holding me down behind the camera, and my
And
dad.
she looks amazing.
She looks amazing.
You can't see the dress, but it matches me. I'll just put it that way. Like, we look like we coordinated.
Y'all definitely coordinated. My dad is here. He shined my shoes for me and pressed my suit out.
I love this
So I
family
got the
up
whole
there.
family.
'Cause I have
Yeah.
my daughter with me. She's my producer.
I
so
see.
I live
On
for
the
it.
gig. Yeah, so that was a beautiful reason to come down here as well, to be able to meet them. So I love my family.
Oh, your family lives here?
Yeah, my family lives in North Carolina.
Oh, I'm about to come up to the cookouts over there.
Listen, we can put them down.
Because now you got those
You
big
play
checks.
spades? Oh, you one of them?
I'm an only child, and I haven't played spades since
Interview
I left
over. Thank you, guys.
NCCU, and that was like 21 years ago. But I can learn again. I just haven't played since 2002 when I was in college.
No, we get you right. We get you right.
On that note, before I get my black card revoked, can you leave now? No, I'm stopping.
Never that. Never that.
Thanks again for stopping by. It was such a pleasure to have you here, and have a great time here at the Nurse Boston.
Yes, thank you.
Thank you.